you Darren's brother? Sorry.
Hello, and welcome to Great Hang, the greatest hang that's ever hanged. I'm your hang, Tim McLaughlin, coming to you with your other hang, Myka Fox. Hello, Myka.
Yo, Tim, what a start.
What a start. What it do? How are you?
I'm great. I'm like so psyched for this pod today. This is our third one at the Vail Comedy Festival.
Yeah. The Vail Comedy Festival, every Memorial Day weekend.
Good job, Tim.
Myka,
we fulfilled our contractual obligation.
That's right.
To
Love
suck Mark's dick.
That's right. You got to suck Mark's dick so that he doesn't fucking stress out and his head explodes. Myka.
Yeah.
Love is in the air today.
Mark,
Speaking of sucking
say
Mark's
his
dick,
name.
it's Mark.
All good things.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Love is in the air. It's Couples Day today in Vail. Right. At the Vail Comedy Festival, we have two incredible comedians. We have Tim Harmston and Mary Mack. Look at us. We've done it. How are you guys?
It's Bonnie McFarlane and Rich Voss, everybody.
Hey, I'm Rich Voss. No, it's me, Tim Harmston, and Mary Mack.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for having us on. I was just getting coffee, and now I'm on a fun podcast, so I don't know how that worked out. But
it's fantastic. It's great coffee here at Cucina in the Lodge at Vail. So many prepositions.
That's right. Every Memorial Day weekend. That's right. This is our first segment of the show. It's Catching Up. This is where we catch up. We've been on bear alert. Did you guys see the bear yesterday that was walking around? There were 3 of them, they said.
Grizzly bear? A grizzly bear?
No, a black bear. And at first they were like, oh, that's the safe one where you can just like throw a rock at him, blind it, it'll go away. But apparently the other 2 are its babies.
Yeah, you don't go by. We're accustomed to seeing bears on a regular basis.
Oh, really?
But we don't see grizzly bears. So I was like, I'm not leaving if there's grizzly bears.
You're just going to straight up go?
I will just leave.
I think they only have black bears here in Vail.
Yeah. Oh, you got to watch them.
Wow. Oh, did you get that picture yesterday of the bear?
Wait,
somebody posted
you got
that
one?
on the
Oh,
Slack.
hell yeah.
Show the camera.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm so sorry. You guys have a format, and I just keep
No,
talking.
this is catching up. This is where we're allowed to catch up.
This is your one chance to go off book.
Well, they can come in. They can come in your patio door. They can come in your window.
They can like open a door and stuff?
Our friend's cabin in northern Wisconsin, he just went in, pushed a window in, and went in and went through the cupboards, did everything.
They're
just
like the raptors from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
They just get into your little honey pot.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So someone said on the thread that the bear was outside during the Aviator show, the last show of the night last night, and I was on. I don't know if I was on stage when that happened, but I do a joke about bears, and so I wonder if they heard or they saw.
Oh, like how he just brought Mark in by saying his name. He's got that Mark sense.
And the bear brought its cubs.
Yeah, that would be sick if it just popped its head and it was like, "Rrr."
I know.
That'd be cool. Maybe we shouldn't have that door propped open, but I like low-key want to see that bear.
I do too.
Yeah.
Myka was very scared last night walking home and got me. Here's the thing about Myka. Her ass gets all fucking worked up, and normally I don't care about anything in the world. And then I listen to her, and then I'm like, maybe the bear will attack us. And I started thinking that we were going to get attacked by the bear.
All I said was just keep your eyes out for the bear, and then throw yourself in front of me if you see it.
Yeah, that's sensible. You know what? You don't get between a mama bear and its cubs, though. So that is dangerous. I'm here as a rural person. To help everyone.
I thought I would help by helping it, like, here, let me help you with your bears. You pick them up,
Are your bears hungry?
Yeah.
Do they want a snack?
You guys live in Minnesota, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We go between Minnesota and northern Wisconsin. We're hitting all the Hollywood hotspots.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, they're a bi-coastal comedy couple.
Real hotspots.
Yes.
Rural Minnesota is really bringing it with comedy. It's you guys, then you got Chad Daniels, and then that's it. But pretty good 3.
We got a lot of Minnesota people, a lot of Wisconsin people too.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's a good scene up in Minnesota.
It's a very good place to start and do comedy, and Chad just sort of set the precedent that if you want to live in a town of 10,000 people out in the middle of northern Minnesota and be a nationally recognized comic, you can do it. So it's rewriting the book.
5,000 max. That's stretching it.
There's 10,000 when people go to watch you perform, and then
he had a lot of early mornings. That's for sure. He either went to the Fargo airport or the Minneapolis airport, and now his kids are graduating, so he's in. I like to spend most of my podcast time talking about Chad.
Yeah. We got to figure out what Chad is up to, what airports he's going to.
That brings us to the Chad segment. Our next segment.
This is where we talk Zumox and Daniels. It's the Chad segment of the pod.
And unfortunately, we're all out of Zumox. I will not allow a Zumox talk.
No, we can't be doing that. But this is great. So you guys come in from Minnesota out here. You're used to the bears and all of the wildlife.
We are. We saw down the road. When we go out to the road to use our phones. We see the bear down there, and then we're like, "Oh God, is a dog on a leash?" But yeah, and then where I grew up, you just go out the house and there's like a bear on your. They're like raccoons. They're like really a nuisance. They really are. They get into your garbage. You can't leave bird seed out. They
like bird seed.
They love bird seed. If you've got your bird seed in a Tupperware sealed in a bin in a porch, they still get your bird seed. Like, they're really like raccoons.
Those poor birds.
Yeah,
the birds are starving.
They're starving.
I do have one bear question. Maybe you guys are the people to answer that. Okay, so last night we saw a security guard. I'm like, where are the bears at? You know, and he's like, yeah, I saw them. They went that away. You know, and all that shit.
Yeah, he was like, they just walked right by me, and I was like, hello.
Yeah, and I was like, and he's like, but we got the police out looking for them. You know, and I'm like, what are the police gonna fucking arrest the fucking bears? You know, and he's like, they have a dart gun. And I'm like, what happens next? Yeah. What happens next? Some bear just wakes up. They drive him out to the woods and it wakes up all fucking like roofied and like not like just walking around. What happens? Do you know?
I think that they're not. I think they.
Like what you said.
The thing. I mean, that's a great question. I think if they tranquilize the mom, what do they do with the cub? I mean, do they take them all away into the forest?
Yeah, like is there
20 miles from, and they'll find their way back.
Right.
Bears will go 20 miles in a day, no problem. I don't know with the cubs, but 10, 20 miles.
Well, you got to wear out the cubs so that way they can go and like hit the bars later.
Mama bear needs a night out. You got to wear
go
them
to
cubs
daycare.
out.
She's like, I can't even go to Aviator Nation alone anymore.
But yeah, we're excited. We hopefully will see the bear here this weekend, and hopefully it won't attack me thinking I'm some kind of other bear that's in its territory.
Tim's the silverback bear.
But guys, this gets us to our next segment, plugs. Do you guys have anything to plug? Any dates coming up?
Yes, tons of stuff.
All right, plug it up, motherfuckers.
You want to do Frozen Badger and I'll do our podcast
Okay,
launch
sure. I'm working I have a new album out, and it's called Frozen Badger. I'm an expert in badgers and bears.
Wow.
And it's it came out on.
I fully believe that.
It's called Frozen Badger, and it's on iTunes and Amazon right now. It came out on Wednesday, and I'm just trying to get people to listen to it. And it's my third album, and it's at timharmston.com. There's a link to go access it and listen to it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Tim Harmston,
Congrats.
very funny comedian. Myka has a theory that everyone named Tim is funny.
True.
I think it's true.
Tim Heidecker, Tim...
There's a lot of
me, Tim McLaughlin, Tim Dillon, Tim... my
Meadows.
dad's pretty funny. His name's Tim.
That's true.
There's a Tim Kavanaugh who...
Tim Kavanaugh?
Really,
Tim Kavanaugh.
I love
Meadows.
him. He's so...
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows, yeah. So check out, what's it, Frozen Badger?
Frozen Badger.
Frozen Badger, and then Mary, what are you doing?
Well, we have this variety show, or I do. I keep trying to bring Tim. I mean, Tim is involved. He just doesn't want to be. But I've been doing it like 14 years, and I would do it little in L.A. and mostly comedy, and then I would do a big extravaganza on the holidays in the Midwest. With music and poetry and sketch and whatnot. And so after COVID, we're like, why don't we just do this big in the Midwest, like do all those holiday shows, but just do that as a series in the summer. So I took North Star Comedy Hour. It used to be North Star Comedy Hour and Meat Raffle. Well, I got rid of the meat part.
Oh,
I
now
got
I'm
rid of
out.
the meat part.
Tim was like, Tim's like drooling already. He's like, a meat raffle.
Yeah. So and now we do this summer series. We do it between Minneapolis and Hayward, Wisconsin. We do different venues, but most of the time we're at the Park Center in Hayward. And our podcast launch is this June. It's in just like a couple weeks, June 8th.
Well, this will be out by then, so
Yes,
people will be able to listen
please.
to it.
Podcast fans, listen up.
Yeah, it's called North Star Comedy Hour. It's like listening to an old time radio show.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and we're going to do. I mean, it's like a Dean Martin, Carol Burnett style where I just interact with everybody.
I love how
We
you
do
just
sketches.
you're like, oh, it's like Dean Martin, Carol Burnett, two of the most talented people
I want to be.
ever heard of.
I want to get some of their stardom shining on me.
It's just like the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Yeah, it's just
Same thing.
But except the theater's like full of mosquitoes, and
Yeah.
we're passing out we're passing out bug spray. But no, it's called North Star Comedy Hour, and you can find my link is my website has everything, marymackcomedy.com. And thank you so much for letting me pitch that. It's not like you guys, like I'm not I mean, I do talk to people, but what you guys do is really a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, it's very
Like,
important what we do.
well, to talk. I mean, you can run out of questions. You can run out of
No,
ideas.
Tim is a fountain of not shut the fuck uppingness.
Yeah. Dude, it's so sick. Any chance I get to talk, I take it. I
Oh,
love
good.
talking.
You're made for this.
Yeah,
man. That's
Myka, we were in the
amazing.
car going up here, and Myka was like, please keep talking.
Oh, I had to text
Oh, it's
him.
terrifying.
I was having a full-blown panic
Same.
attack, and I was like, Tim, the guy who's running the festival, is driving us, and I'm like, I can't. I'm like pretty okay with my own freakness, but I'm like, I can't let the festival guy know I'm having a full-blown panic attack before it even starts. So I'm just quietly texting Tim. I'm like, yo, you got to keep the conversation going. I'm full-blown right now, freaking out.
You did better than I did because I just slumped my body over into the driver's seat as he was driving because I was like, I don't want to pass out and make a lot of noise hitting the window. That'll freak him out.
right.
Because they rerouted us onto this tiny mountain road.
Yeah.
And we had to
Oh.
stop and turn around. I
It's
couldn't
a
do
famous
it.
road. It's
I couldn't
called
do it.
Loveland Pass. And
It's horrible.
it goes up to 12,000 feet.
It's over 12,000.
And there's no guardrails.
No, oh
along
my
the entire
God.
road. And you're literally looking down a 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 foot drop.
That's a Wile E. Coyote
Yes,
situation.
yes, it was.
Way.
You guys are like Bond
And
villains.
Sean Flanagan. Sean Flanagan's a hero.
He's
Sean
a hero.
Flanagan has his own panic attacks. Both Sean and I need Xanax to fly. So Sean is like driving. I don't know how much Xanax is left in his system. I'm like just slumped over onto Sean's body, talking to myself because I'm like, if I could just keep hearing my own voice, maybe I won't.
Oh my God.
And I am terrified.
I can keep hearing my.
I got
The sign of a mentally well person is talking to themselves.
yeah. And my cold, hot sweats. You know, when you
Yeah.
are about to fake, you have these pores you didn't
Yeah.
know existed. You're like, oh, I didn't know I could sweat there.
Yeah.
And I have had a history of like waking up on the ground, so I knew it was coming, and I was either that or puke. I don't know what's happening.
Can I tell
Sorry,
it from my
I
perspective?
get worked up talking about it.
So I was in the back seat behind Mary, and when we started going up, and usually when we fly, I'm Mary's flying companion because you have severe flight anxiety.
Support.
So I hold her hand.
We're like the
Support
same
husband.
couple.
Yeah.
Emotional support husband.
I hold her hand, and I tell her it's going to be okay, and we're almost there.
He actually doesn't. He's
like
watching
we're-
a video.
No,
Okay,
no,
wait.
no, I do. I'm your support flyer.
I
sometimes.
squeeze you so
squeeze
hard it
my
hurts
hand,
you, and then you have to squeeze me back.
And so you're in front of me. We start going up this mountain road with no guardrails, and I'm like trying to be strong. I'm like,
can't
it'll
be
be okay. It's fine. And then Mary kind of just slowly starts to slump over, and she starts breathing heavy. And I'm like, it's gonna be. And then I look over to my right over the cliff. I'm like, oh. And my arms, and I just went numb too. And
Oh my God.
Your emotional support animal starts freaking out. You're like, why is my emotional support dog bald? What happened?
And poor Sean, who we just met 2 hours ago, he's got his hands on the wheel. Like,
Oh
just
my God.
gripped
Yeah.
tight. And then he's trying to process what's happening between the two of us, and it was.
I've never heard Tim so silent before. I'm like, something is definitely wrong.
You know what? In that situation, that's when I want everyone to shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't want anyone distracting anything.
Yes.
I'm like, our one goal is to get down the road.
Yeah,
I have a
we
tough
had to
time
turn
going
around.
over bridges. I couldn't imagine.
Yes,
She
me
does
too.
too,
Me
yeah.
too. Because we had the Minneapolis bridge collapse.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was that? About 12 years ago.
That was
now?
the one that started all of everyone looking at all the bridges.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
all across the country.
Yeah.
And-
Civil
and-
engineers were like, yes, finally the
Yeah.
payday has come in.
You're right. My cousin got real busy after that bridge went down. He does a little bit of that work. So you're absolutely correct on that theory.
Thank you very much. When we fly, I just tell Myka, I go, if I'm nervous, then you should be nervous. But normally I'm pretty chill.
Yeah. He's like also like too dumb to notice shit. So like he should be nervous right now actually.
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot going wrong for him. So
Do you ever remind him, like, Tim, shouldn't you be nervous right now?
all
Like,
the
don't you
fucking
feel
time.
this, Tim? Yeah.
You're nervous for me.
Yeah. Oh, I understand. Boy, these Tims are very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very chill, cool dudes.
Can that be a spin-off podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar Tims.
Yeah.
The podcast.
Tim
studio.
Sims with Tim
Tim squared.
Also, if you're watching this right now on YouTube, of course, give it a like and subscribe, hit the bell for notification. But if you're watching this and you're in the New York area, come to the Gutter June 9th at 8 p.m. We have Bonnie McFarlane, Adrian Iapalucci, Matt Koff for our live advice show. It's going to be incredible. The Gutter Bar, 8 p.m., $10. It'll be the best show you've ever fucking seen in your fucking life, you fucking pieces of shit. So come out to the show.
That's
What?
a good show.
It's a fucking incredible show.
It's going to be great.
I saw the Stones live, and they sucked compared to how good I think this show is going to be.
So come out to that, and then come out and see Myka, myself, and Karen Feehan all at the Laugh Factory in Chicago, June the 16th. So come out to that. All right, Myka.
I wish I could go there.
Well, come on by. We'll throw you a set if you want.
Get your emotional support flyer, and
I'm gonna be in Madison, so I
Oh.
I could have drove down, except for one of the people who writes me on my website informed me they're going to be in Madison Sunday with their Johnny Cash / Elvis tribute show.
Whoa.
And I was like, well, they've come to a lot of my shows. I better go to one of their shows. So I got to stay an extra
that's
day.
how having
What, are
fans
they-
works.
I know. I'm very supportive of my fans. I'm going to all their stuff.
If you have something you want Mary to go to,
want me
you
to-
can email
That
Yeah.
is so
You got
funny.
You got a kid's birthday party? I'm there.
See Mary at a gem show.
So
and-
like,
Yeah.
I'm buying a hotel to support my fan in his pursuit of his Elvis.
oh my gosh,
Dream.
that's so
You're
funny.
a wonderful person. Are they called a
My
Get
fan
Rhythm
never
with a
said
little
that.
conversation?
What?
I was just mixing Johnny Cash and Elvis stuff
Oh,
together. I was being
yes.
really funny.
Well, the crazy part is
Tim's on his A.
his son.
You guys are witnessing history right now.
Yeah, so his son does the. His son does the Johnny Cash part, and he does the Elvis part. But he's like, I gained a little weight, so it's more Elvis in his jumpsuit era. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm into it. This is amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be by myself because Tim refuses to come.
Tim's like, you go hang out with your fans all you want.
Come by Chicago, Tim. We'll meet you there.
You support your fans, and I have a line where I'm like, I want to just support myself for a while. Chores.
All right, gang, we got to get into our next segment. This is Hot Take of the Week. This is where Myka is going to give us a situation. She's found it online. She's going to give us a situation. We're going to get a little bit of information. We're going to give our take on what we've given immediately, and then we're going to find out if we're right or wrong.
Okay.
Okay, all right. This one's coming in hot.
I won't look.
No, you can look.
No, that's fine. This is coming from Reddit's Am I the Asshole? The subject line is, Am I the asshole for not being overexcited for a coworker coming out?
Coming out as gay?
Well, that's up for your interpretation.
Interesting.
I can't imagine any other interpretation, but go for it, Tim.
Well, back in my office, we used to clap every time someone came out of the bathroom because we knew they did a good job in there, you know?
Tim worked at the shit store. He worked at the piss and shit factory.
The Times Square shit store?
Yeah.
That's actually what they call all of Times Square now, and you can get a lot of it for free nowadays.
I learned recently that all the gay hookups are happening at the Container Store in Union Square.
Yeah.
That's what I was on a podcast. Our friend Tyler Mead, friend of the show, has a podcast, and he's gay, and he was telling me all the Grindr meetups are at the Container Store.
They have a good bathroom there.
Yeah.
Really?
I used to work there when I was first starting out at being poor, and
Is this true?
yeah,
Is it true?
yeah, I worked there for like 6 months or something before I started to lose my mind. But
Were you the most organized you'd ever been when you worked at the
fuck
Container
no, I couldn't
Store?
afford any of that shit.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. I walked into one time. I was like, I could get this at the dollar store for that cheaper. No offense, because
Oh, no.
Container Store might sponsor you.
No.
I might,
Not with the amount I've shit talked them over the years. They're truly terrifying corporation to work for. They would have like their general manager watch you on the cameras. And, like you think the cameras are for like thieves and stuff, or no, it's for the employees.
Oh, yeah.
And so I would get notes about like my behavior. They're like, you're not supposed to lean on that. And I'm like, they're watching you in their corporate headquarters in Dallas. And I'm like, someone in Dallas is watching me lean while no one's in the store.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to get the fuck out of
yeah,
here,
it's
man.
creepy.
Wow.
It's so creepy.
But no, I don't think that they need to be happy for their
yes.
for the person coming out. You don't have to be happy for anyone. As a true hater, I'm like a for real hater. I'm not happy for anyone except for my friend Tom, because I know that because I know he's having a bad time most of the time. So if something good happens to him, I'm happy for him.
Okay.
I'm happy for Tom too.
Yeah.
I guess, I mean, it's like, how much do they need me to be happy for them is my answer. It depends on the personality, right? If they're really insecure about it, and I'm just going to try to support them where they need it. I'm taking this too seriously.
No,
No, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing.
I mean, like, I'm just going to try to emotionally be there. If they need me to be happy, I'm going to be happy. If they need me to drink a bottomless mimosa for the whole day with them to celebrate, I'll do that.
If they need you to come to their concert after your show and get a hotel.
If they need me to stay an extra day, get a hotel,
If
watch
they
their
have
show.
an Elvis tribute show that they do, I want to be there to support them.
Yeah. So
I would be happy for them because I feel like when people are happy, like you go through that process and you make a discovery and then you can be yourself and you want to be happy.
Yeah.
I think that sets off a chain reaction of happiness.
Yeah, it
so
does.
if it helps me to be happy for them or helps them, and then maybe it's like an atomic fusion thing where it just keeps setting off.
There you go. That's
I
good.
got a question.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a situation where little bit similar situation where Tim wasn't that happy for me, and it was a big development in my life. Like, I really started swearing a lot the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's such a freeing thing.
Swearing is
like,
fun.
I'm like watching you guys say an F word. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, we're garbage people, though. You're probably we're not very successful, Mary. I don't know.
No, I was like, it must feel so good.
It feels great. It
Yeah, it
feels
does
fucking
feel good.
cool as shit. I mean, just
it
saying
does-
that sentence was awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, but then when I throw an F word in there, Tim's like, I don't know if you needed an F word there. But this is like my coming out as somebody who wants to swear real bad. And he's not excited for me at all.
Can I tell you a true story? So last night I did the show at the Aviator, late Friday show, and I let go a few F-bombs.
Oh, my Lord.
Just a
I
couple.
actually wrote them down if you want to.
Okay. But I went to bed panicking about F-bombs. Like, I don't, and then I'm going to talk to the video guy. I'm like, if you post any of that, I take out the F-bomb. Like, I don't know what it is.
Wow.
If it's too much church growing up, or my mom was an English teacher for kindergarten, or a kindergarten teacher, and taught English and whatnot. And F-bombs make her like wilt. Like if I said an F-bomb in front of my mom, she'd just be like,
that's a cool kryptonite power. If I ever meet your mom and she's like getting like a bear or something, I'm gonna be like, fuck.
I have to tell you something. Tim's mom gave us a check for our wedding, like an $800 check or something.
Wow.
I know. And but as she's writing the check, she's also talking to Tim. This is 10 years ago. We're old, so we would have still been adults. 12 years ago. Yep. And she's writing, and she's like, and I just don't understand why all these comics are swearing up. And she's writing us like a check for like our
so
gift.
funny.
And she's like, you don't need to be like that. You don't need to be like fuck. And she said that. She never heard her say the F word before. And like she's giving it as like this mobster move where she's presenting us with $800 and making sure we never say fuck.
Yeah, like she's paying you off.
She's paying us off. Our wedding, it was a wonderful gift, but at the same time a threat.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
passive aggressive.
It was so crazy.
Are you sure you're Midwestern?
Yeah, that's a Midwestern move. Like here's your wedding gift, and don't say fuck. Total passive aggressive.
But what I did I have a couple CDs that I've been editing. And I was like, oh my God, I said the F word in this. It was like recorded like 2 years ago, and I was like, I might leave it in there because it's
Mary!
I know,
moment.
but you know why I felt okay doing it? Why I felt okay? Because it's in the last track, last track, and it's only like 2 sentences from the end. I'm like, okay, so if they get this far, it's just a little whoopsie-daisy at the end, and maybe their child has lost interest in listening.
They're like, her last track is like, and if you listen this far, fuck you.
You like this stuff? Fuck off.
Mary, I have a question. Since you're on, you play Jesse on Solar Opposites, and you cuss on that.
I know.
Is it freeing to cuss on and have it down, or does it bother you deep in your core
It bothers me a lot. It bothers me, but they get immense joy out of making me swear.
I love that show, by the way. I've seen every episode. I really like it, but I was, when you were like, I don't really cuss, I'm like, I'm pretty sure a character says,
my character
fuck off and like
you can get Mary to swear for enough money.
No, that's the answer. If you give me health insurance, I'll say anything you want. I'll say anything you want. You give me health care, I'm swearing. I don't care. It's like I always give them a clean take. I'm always like, you might want to you want a few takes of this where I'm not yet. You might
want a clean take.
Yeah, I always tell them that. I mean, how would I do a couple takes where I'm not yelling and I don't swear? And I do like
and not yelling. You don't like to be angry.
It's always yelling. It's always swearing. And I want you all to know I have more of a range than that for an actress. And
we actually have a lot of industry who follow this podcast.
Well, they don't use it. I give them these.
Well, they're in the porn industry.
Takes.
It's not. It's not like good industry.
We tried watching Solar Opposites with my mom because she was like, "What's this show you're doing?" And so we put on.
Wow.
On Hulu, everybody.
Down. Like my mom.
Her brain.
She's 83, and her brain just went.
She's like, I want that wedding check back.
But that's funny. I mean, has she seen an adult cartoon? Because she's like, but it's for children.
Right? It would have been her first exposure. What character are you, Mac? I'm like, I don't want to tell you right now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell just by watching which one you play.
Yeah. I'm like,
very indistinguishable voice.
The one that sounds like me.
She didn't say that, did she? Hey, which one are you?
I'm the British guy. That's me.
But my mother-in-law, we've been together 12 or 15 years.
Okay, it goes 3 years every time you mention it.
I think we've been together since we've been dating. We dated off and on starting in 2003.
So about 5-6 years ago, her mom had to reimburse us for something.
Yeah, sorry.
And she gets her checkbook out, and she looks at me and she goes, "And what's your last name again?"
No.
Yes.
True story.
Yes. Let's go.
Never bothered to learn my husband's last name.
That's awesome.
No clue.
Yeah.
That's feminism.
No clue what it is.
Damn.
That's a true feminist.
Yeah. So, Myka, what's the deal?
Well, I'm glad actually we got sidetracked because I held on to that one so long that it got deleted by Reddit. However,
oh really?
But I do remember reading it. It was something to the effect of like this coworker who like they're not really even good friends at work, and this is a corporate environment. Just like, hey, I just want you to know I'm gay, and the guy's like, okay, just like okay, because it's like you don't want to like. It's also like a corporation. You're not supposed to be like, oh, good, because it's also like, 2024, like 2023. It's like not that big a deal, you know. And so he's just like, okay, great, and I'll keep that in mind or whatever. And then later the guy came back and was just like, hey man, I just wanted you to know I've been thinking about how you reacted to me coming out, and and he's like, I just feel like you didn't give me enough.
I'd be like, here's the number to my therapist, my dude.
Yeah.
Fucking talk to him about it.
Right, and it's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I guess I should start throwing all the glitter and confetti I have.
Yeah, that's not cool. I thought in this situation it was like your friend at work, like your buddies. But if you're in a corporate situation, you don't hardly know each other. It's like, okay, well, fine.
Yeah, it's like I actually don't even need to know that, but fine that I do.
Yeah. That's why Myka and I keep it don't ask, don't tell at our jobs.
Actually, Tim has to convince his coworkers that we have sex.
Yeah. I'm like, bros, last night, crazy. We were having it. And it was good.
Tim's like, I was near her vagina.
Did you have a coworker who was like, hey man, I don't. Did you say to him like, I don't like the way you reacted when I told you I have sex with my?
Oh, yeah, I did. I had to tell a friend of the show, Sam Evans. I had to be like, listen, Sam, when I talk about fucking plowing down my girlfriend, I need you to be fucking whacking off, brother. That's what I told his ass. I said, I don't need you there just staring at me. That dick better get out.
Will you share this clip?
My mom is going to download this.
Well, if we post this clip, will you guys share that?
I'm going to tag Sam Evans.
We can't let Tim's mom.
Yeah, I think you do.
Everything. She's very internet savvy. Tim's mom.
Yeah, she will be downloading.
Mrs. Harmston, I apologize for my improper upbringing.
Yeah.
The fact is that, my mom's in jail and my dad's a deadbeat. So, no, that's not a fact at all.
My mom's going to come back and be like, you were on that agricultural podcast where they talked about plowing. Yes, that's what, when you're on the farm, you wake up, you want to do some plowing?
Absolutely got to do it.
Plant some seeds.
I work with all comedians, so no one ever gets mad at our job about not reacting to something.
Oh my gosh. What is your other job besides doing comedy?
We do game shows for corporate team building. So it's all comedians doing online game shows for corporate.
Cool.
It's a bunch of comedians watching other people have real jobs.
Yeah.
They're like, so are you hiring? That's like one of the trivia questions.
It's very funny.
Are you hiring? Yes or no?
True or false? I would thrive in a fast-paced environment.
Yeah.
It's very funny to watch your shitty piece of shit friends have to be corporate clean for the corporate. And they're like, all right, how are we doing? I'm like, this is killing them. Yeah. This is killing their soul to do this.
Oh, I love it. We do a game show at the end of North Star Comedy Hour. And it's like ridiculous. It's crazy. So I'm like, that would be so interesting to do it online on Zoom.
It's a great
It would be such.
You should start it and put Tim's company out of business.
Yeah, I couldn't do ours this very little money that I make from them.
Too much props. Sorry.
Oh, you got a bunch of props? No, I just make no money. So that's all I was saying.
Well,
but it's all right. I barely do any work.
It sounds great.
Well, we did during COVID, we did some Zoom corporate shows, and I remember doing one where it was like in a studio, and I was standing there with the microphone, and then there was people on the. Remember that one where there was people on all the screens?
So you're standing, and they have screens. So you're standing in a studio, and you can see the people on different screens.
They had big TVs, and they had about 20. They'd rotate in various faces of people watching, and maybe 300 people from some corporation watching, and I'm doing my jokes, and I had an out-of-body moment, like, what in the fuck is how did I get it? It was like...
You're like, how did I ascend to this level?
I loved it.
It was just more like, what happened in the universe that I'm here? I've been doing jokes in front of audiences for 20 years, and now I'm on
let's take away the one good part about doing comedy. The fresh laughs.
You know what? We're the opposite. I loved it. If I could still make money doing Zoom, I'm always used to a lot of silence during my comedy set. So I'm like, oh, this is no problem. Because I'm like these people. I didn't have to leave my house. I can see inside their homes. That's what I loved.
Yeah.
I just love to look at, like, what do they got behind them? Are they going to clean? I just wanted to see inside where people are.
You would be a very distracted host for us, because we have our own website, so it's not over Zoom, so they can't blur their background. So you can see everything that's going on in these people's houses.
Oh, yeah.
And I get messages, because I'm the producer, so I have to, like, talk with the people. All day messages being like, can I blur my background? How do I blur my background? I'm like, no, we can see your mess. Everyone can see how messy you are. Mary, can I tell you, so 13 years ago, I was running the open mic at Morty's Comedy Joint. And you came in, I think, with Amber Preston. Wow. 13 years ago, and the mic was full, and I go, no, I'm sorry, you guys can't go up.
You fool.
I know. Well, see, and then Troy Davis, R.I.P., he goes, you have to put them up. She's a national headliner, and she's very funny. And so I put you up, and you murdered at the end of the show, and I was like, thank you, Troy. I would have looked like a fucking asshole, because everyone was bombing on that show. Everyone was fucking bombing until you and Amber went up, and then the two of you fucking killed. And I've been a huge fan ever since. So this was big for me to have you on the podcast. And Tim, I always love another Tim. So thank you. It's great.
Actually, you're here for me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
It was 13 years ago.
She's like, that's funny, because I remember a story about doing an open mic, and the host, I'm pretty sure he had just wandered in, and he begged me for money and then fell asleep on the stage.
Oh my gosh.
I did like sleeping on that stage.
Oh my gosh. I can't remember where Amber and I were going or why we were in Indy or anything.
It was a Wednesday night. You must have just been passing through for something. I have no idea.
Must have been on the way to something. I got a lot of days like that in my life. I even almost called the IRS one time, and I was like,
where was I on December 6th?
Yeah, because they sent me a 1099, and I was gonna be like, you must have got the social security number wrong. I never even went to this. I don't know where this town is. I never worked there, and then I went through my like Priceline saves your flight info, and I went through. I'm like, oh my god, I flew to this town, rented a car, drove a 6-hour round trip, flew back, got a 1099 for it, and never recalled ever doing any of that.
I think that happens when you go. I mean, at least for me, I don't want to speak for you, but you go. You have a horrible corporate show, and then immediately it just goes away.
Yeah.
You have to just do this. You have to block out bad shows, and you can't linger on it. But
the 2010s are absent for me. I went from 2010 to 2020, and I was like, oh shit, we're in a pandemic, and I'm old.
All right, gang, this is going to have to be, I think, our last segment of the show. Because we got to flip the room around to do another one of these. If you get your phones out and pull up my
of
text.
all the segments to keep, we're doing your play, Tim.
I worked really hard on it this morning.
Okay.
It took me fucking 10 minutes to write this fucking piece of shit.
It's so funny because I like come into the bedroom and I'm all like, hey, did you notice this thing? And he's like, I'm working. It's the hardest I've ever seen him work.
I think you guys. Oh, no. Mary, if you don't want to curse in this, you don't have to.
We'll put in a substitute word.
I can't. Okay.
You just gotta pay her, Tim.
Okay, so Tim, you read all the so anything that doesn't have like a person's name next to it. So you'll be
Okay, I'll be like the narrator.
You're the narrator, yes.
Okay.
It's called stage direction.
Sorry, I'm not in the biz really.
And whose guest is that? Mary?
That's Mary.
Okay.
I wasn't sure. I wrote 2 of these this morning. I wasn't sure which one I was going to use for which pod.
You tell me when.
Go ahead. Start it up, baby.
We join our heroes in a mall in the middle of the country.
Oh, man, I love them all. The gross AC air pumped through the vents, the kiosks selling absolute trash in the middle, many, many people much uglier than any of us, making us all feel way better about ourselves.
Yeah, the mall is pretty sick. I love going to the mall on the road because it seems to be a microcosm for whatever town you're in.
Let's go to the Purple Mattress store and pretend we're a throuple and say that we need the biggest bed that they have.
Tim, what are you, 12?
Yeah, that's a really dumb idea, Tim.
Tim speaks into a little microphone hidden on his collar.
Hey, I can't really get them to do it.
Who are you talking to?
I'm not talking to anyone.
No, we saw you pull your collar up to your mouth and say, I can't get them to do it. Are we them? And what were you trying to get us to do?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. None of that happened. You 2 are crazy. Let's just go to the Purple Mattress store.
No, wait, Tim. We're not getting dragged into whatever it is you're planning.
Tim pulls his collar back to his mouth.
Yeah, I think this is a no-go. Sorry, guys.
The guest grabs Tim.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Okay, chill. You got me.
Tim talks into his collar again.
Okay, come out, gang.
From all different corners of the mall, the cameras come out with 3 guys in the middle of it all clapping.
Holy shit, it's the Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, sorry you guys were too slick to get impractically joked. I hope you can forgive me.
As long as I can shake hands with Sal Volcano, I don't know his name.
You nailed it.
You got
cool.
it.
That's enough for me.
All of a sudden, one of the lighting guys trips and grabs Tim. The 2 of them fall into the wishing well in the middle of the mall. One of the lights falls in with them, electrocuting them both to death.
Now that's an impractical joke.
Everyone laughs, shaking each other's hands and patting each other on the back.
And that's the end of the play.
Nice. Oh God, I feel like that voice really detracted from the play. But once I started, I had to go with it.
No,
You
it
were
was
good.
great.
You did
It's a little
great.
too cartoony for this.
No, you listen.
No, if you'd done your regular voice, it would have been too straight.
Yeah.
As long as you do it as written and don't ad lib, I'm fine with it.
Okay. I did.
It's
No notes.
Gang, this was great. You guys are great.
You guys are so fun. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for doing this.
It is a great hang.
Oh,
shit,
man.
clip it.
And it's a great hang every Memorial Day weekend at the Vail Comedy Festival.
It's hard to hear that without Mark's dick in your mouth.
Myka, please. I only have jizz on my back teeth now.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I'm good at sucking.
Oh, Tim is the best at sucking. He sucks so hard.
All right. So we only have.
Unplug the internet, Tim. Tim, we can't let your mom see
Mom,
this.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, other Tim.
We only have one segment left, and it's our segment that we do called sign-offs. You just have to do your sign-off. I'll go first. All you do is say signing off. Signing off, it is I, the greatest man to have ever lived. A playwright to the level of William Shakespeare.
He said, thinking hard.
Myka, shut up. I'm doing my sign-off. Your Patreon dad. Get all our extra episodes. You can get the live advice show at patreon.com/greathang. Your free feed best friend, Timothy Grady McLaughlin II.
It's Tim Harmston.
No, you have to say signing off.
Signing off, it's Tim Harmston. You'll be seeing me later wrestling 2 bears in downtown Vail.
Signing off from Vail, Colorado, where it's way too high. The roads are too scary. I have been, and I still am, Mary Mack, here representing MaryMackComedy.com. Thank you, Great Hang, for having us.
Thank you for coming on.
And signing off, it is I, the nicest woman in the world. A woman who would like to apologize to Tim's dad for saying fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuckaroo. A little too much. It is Toe's mom, Mary's friend, lover of all Tim's girlfriend and your friend, and podcast host, Myka Fox.
And we hope you guys have a great rest of the day.